A soldier is crossing the desert with a child. He pulls a map from inside a bottle. They still have a long way to go, so he removes his armor and continues forward. Their water has already run out. These travelers are characters from the novel Conquistador. Is writing the ending of the novel. The soldier notices a circle. This tells him they are close. He takes out the bottle, but finds the mouth of the bottle blocked. They try to find something to break it, but there is nothing solid nearby. All of a sudden, he looks at the kid, and a disturbing idea enters his mind. He tells the child to stand still and look away. He wants to break the bottle against the child's head, but he cannot bring himself to do it. Suddenly hears a sound and stops writing. He senses someone standing in front of him, but nobody is there. All of a sudden, he feels his mother's presence behind him and freezes in shock. He takes out some of his parents' old belongings. Both of his parents passed away long ago. He finds their old photos and a hotel card. He cuts open a lock and takes out a gun. All of a sudden, he decides to go to the Hotel Bilberry Woods in the Irish countryside. He arrives at the hotel and notices the groundskeeper, Fergal, working. He notices a crossbow beside a dead goat. Fergal says goats climb onto cars and damage them. He thinks it's the only way to stop them. Inside, an old man is telling two kids the story about a witch who traps lonely travelers and casts a spell on them to chain them. Then, she drags them through the underworld, where the lost soul tries to snatch and attack them. Rings the bell and asks the old man if the children belong to him. They aren't, and he asks the kid to find their parents. The desk clerk, Mal, appears. The old man gives him a hard time for keeping the guest waiting. The old man, Cobb, is actually the hotel owner and Mal's father-in-law. Fergal comes and leads him away. Mal tells that there will be a Halloween party soon, but wants to stay somewhere quiet and away from noise. He's on his way, but can't find his room. The hotel's bartender, Fiona, is there and shows him where his room is. He then goes out into the woods and finds the tree where his father once took a picture of his mother. He takes out the ashes of his parents and spreads them near the tree roots. On the way back, he sees a homeless man named Jerry. He is drinking milk mixed with mushrooms. He also offers some to They have a conversation, and he starts to like the man. Back at the hotel, tells Fiona the ending of his story. The soldier kills the child while he was trying to open the bottle, but sadly, it still didn't break and he dies while wandering through the desert. Fiona does not like the ending. She feels it is too bleak. She would not read his novel if this were the ending. Says she reminds her of his mom and shows her a picture. They actually had come to this hotel for their honeymoon. She always wanted to come back. Fiona asks why she didn't. Says one day while coming home from work, she was shot in the face. Fiona asks if they caught the killer. He says yes, but he was too young to get punished. But they should have hanged the killer. She asks about his father. Says he turned into a monster and drank himself to an early death. Had kept their ashes for a long time. They had been happy here, so he brought them back here. Says he noticed that the honeymoon suite is locked. She says it's been locked for years because a witch is said to haunt it. Mr. Cobb claims he trapped the witch there years ago. She tried to convince Mal to steal the keys from Mr. Cobb, but he is scared of his father-in-law. He asks why she wants to go there. Fiona says she wants to see the witch. He asks what she's gonna do if the witch attacks. She takes out her book of folklore and says, "When chased by a witch, draw a chalk circle to protect yourself." The bellboy owl becomes, and Fiona asks him to tell his experience with the witch. One day, he was standing near the lift. All of a sudden, it came down, and he tried to see who it was with the lighter. All of a sudden, he caught a glimpse of the witch, and he ran away immediately. Fiona goes out for a delivery. Albie recognizes him, Bauman, the famous writer. He praises his writing, only to annoy He asks Alm if he uses the tape recorder to make notes. He says yes and makes a note of finding a character who is incapable of reading the room. But Albie goes on asking how he is planning to end his novel trilogy, Conquistador. Annoyed, he places a spoon over the candle flame. Albie says he is also trying to be a writer and is working on a story. He asks sarcastically what he is doing in a bellboy costume. He says he is a bellboy and is trying to break out as a writer. He innocently asks if he will read his manuscript. But Alm suddenly presses the hot spoon onto his hand and burns him. He asks to wake up from his dream. He then continues drinking. Afterward that night, Fiona sees that Alm has left his tape recorder and the picture. She goes to return them, but he is not opening his door. He calls Albie and asks him to open with his spare key. He is hesitant, saying he probably passed out from drinking, but she has a strange feeling and asks him to open. She goes in and turns on the light and finds Alm hanging there. She asks Albie to get help. Alm is dreaming that he is trapped inside an elevator and someone is approaching. He freezes in shock to find his mother's ghost. Alm wakes up in the hospital safe and sound. He goes back to the hotel. Mal comes out with some men. Seeing him, he asks how he is feeling. Alm says he returned to collect his belongings. Mal returns everything he left behind. Alm asks who found him. Mal says it was Fiona. He wants to speak with her and apologize, but Mal reveals that Fiona has disappeared, which shocks Alm. Mal says she has been missing for a week after the Halloween party. He shows Alm the newspaper. They search the woods of the hotel, but found nothing. Alm cannot believe it, and he thinks someone must have abducted her as a lot of strange people live around the area. Mal says the men from earlier were police officers, and they are searching for Jerry, the homeless man. They always thought he was a harmless man, but apparently his wife died in mysterious circumstances 10 years ago. He is now the main suspect. Mal says he should return home. If there is any news, he will let him know. While leaving, he meets Fergal. He asks him about Fiona. He thinks that Jerry killed his wife and took Fiona as he saw her talking to him. Alm asks if they checked the honeymoon suite as she always wanted to go there. Fergal says it always stays locked, and Mr. Cobb has the key, and he checks every day that the lock is untouched. Alm asks if the police questioned him. He reveals that the police are his relatives. He asks Alm to go to the airport while he looks like the picture on his passport. He gets in the car and takes out his small cutter and imagines how she must have been trying to cut the rope and save him. He stops by the woods. He finds a van and goes to inspect it. He finds Fiona's folklore book inside. All of a sudden, he sees Jerry there. He says Fiona would be happy to know he survived. Alm says the police are looking for him and they claim he killed his wife. He says that's true. She was sick and suffering, and it was the only way to free her from all the pain. He asks Jerry how he got the book. He says Fiona gave it to him as they were friends. Alm asks him to come with him to the police, but Jerry says there is no use. He doesn't know what happened to her, but she is dead. One night, he secretly entered the hotel to steal sleeping pills when he heard the bell ring. He went to check and found it's from the honeymoon suite. All of a sudden, Fiona's spirit appeared there, pointing toward the bell. She wants him to enter that room. The hotel is being closed because the season is ending. So tonight, once everyone leaves, he will break in and search for her. He already stolen the key. Alm also decides to go with him. At night, as Alm is reading the book, Jerry says these things really exist. People with closed minds cannot see them. The mushrooms opened his mind, and then he could see everything. They hear the cars leaving, which means the place is clear. They enter the hotel. Jerry goes to get the crossbow for protection. All of a sudden, he is attacked by Fergal, who was waiting for him. He knocks Jerry unconscious. Outside, Alm tries to repair the lantern, which keeps going out. Fergal hears the noise and asks if someone is there. He comes out with the crossbow. Alm successfully hides. Fergal calls the police station and informs them that he is coming with Jerry. He loads him into his van and leaves. All of a sudden, Alm hears the bell ringing from the honeymoon suite. He has the keys. He opens the lift and goes up to the honeymoon suite. He enters the room and finds an old dirty bath and a large bed. There is an old alarm clock which rings every hour. He drinks and falls asleep on the bed. He remembers playing with his father's gun when suddenly the gun accidentally fired. He was the one who shot his mother, who came and hugged him for the final time. All of a sudden, Jack the Jackass appears there. Someone wakes him, and it's Mal he came to check after Mr. Cobb got worried about the missing keys. Gives him back the keys. He says that Jerry made him believe that Fiona was up there. He wanted to help her considering she saved his life. Mal asks where he is. He replies that Fergal has taken him to the police. Mal says he should leave and he will drive him away. All of a sudden, notices a small freight lift. He starts to inspect it. Mal says the hotel had an old basement that was sealed during renovation. He tries to press the button, but Mal stops him saying, "They need to leave at once or Mr. Cobb will be very unhappy." As he let go of his hand, presses the button. Mal says needs to leave immediately, or he will call the police and have him arrested for trespassing. Soon the lift comes up, and he is horrified to see Fiona's dead body. Mal locks him inside and runs away. Calls him, but he is already locking the lift. He is now trapped in the room with the corpse. On Halloween night, Mal and Fiona were at the front desk. She had Am's recorder with her. She was upset and worried thinking about Mal asked her to drink his tea. She had it and soon began feeling sick and passed out. Mal took her to the lift and upstairs into the honeymoon suite. He put her into the service lift. She looked up as she went down into the basement. She slowly dies, being stuck there for days without anything. Takes his recorder from her. She has recorded several messages. She thinks she is in the basement. She was pregnant, and Mal is the father. While listening, tries to find an escape route. Mal was not happy as she decided to keep the child. She wasn't planning to tell anyone, but he is scared of his father-in-law and of losing his wife. But she never thought that he would lock them there to die. Finds a small opening outside and tries to break it. Fiona says she will try to run, but if she fails, whoever finds the recording will know Mal is responsible. Can't break the opening when he finds a loose screw. He takes a knife and manages to remove it, unaware about the fact that his mother is standing behind him and watching. Jerry wakes up inside the van. He opens the back door and decides to jump, while Fergal is unaware. There is another screw, but it can't be opened with a broken face. He starts to look around when he notices the lift has gone down. He feels someone's presence there. All of a sudden, a scream comes through the intercom. Soon, the lights go out. He grabs the lantern. The TV turns on. It's Jack the Jackass, a character from his childhood show. He is reading letters from children. One kid says he was playing with his father's gun and accidentally shot his mother. Now his father hates him. Jack says it is his fault he shouldn't have played with a gun. Now, because of his mistake, his father's wife is dead. Of course, he hates him. The TV gets turned off. He sits there drinking. He finds the building map and sees an escape route through the basement. He inspects the freight lift. On the recorder, Fiona says that the downstairs lift button is broken. She can't get up and is now stuck there. He breaks the alarm clock and sets it up with the lift button and sets the timing with his watch. He presses the button and the lift comes back up. Fiona's body is still inside. He grabs her body. He places her on the chair. He then goes into the lift and goes down. In the basement, he turns on the light. He starts to look around and finds that some things hanging around. He goes ahead and finds a dead end. He turns on the recorder. She says, "There is something down here." He also hears something. On the recorder, Fiona has seen something terrifying. He decides to go back. He finds some writing on the wall and a chalk lying on the ground. He takes the chalk. The alarm time arrives. The lift will go up. So he runs toward the lift and goes in. The alarm still hasn't rung. He suddenly notices someone in the dark. When the alarm rings and the lift goes upstairs, he catches a glimpse of the witch. He goes upstairs and the lift is again going down, so he jumps. He looks downstairs and sees the witch is crawling upstairs. He runs into the bathroom and locks himself inside. The witch is already upstairs trying to break inside. He uses the chalk to draw a circle around the bed and jumps on the bed. The witch breaks in and begins circling his bed, laughing. Morning arrives. Mal comes back and sees Am's car is open. He goes and finds blood on the counter. On the lift, he finds Jerry, injured and trying to break the lock. Jerry says the American is stuck there. They need to help him. He says he already went up and found him drunk there. He gave him a ride and arranged a taxi for him. Am wakes up in the bed and he steps out of the circle. He starts to look around, and on the window outside, he sees his car door open. Jerry is telling how he escaped. He still is not convinced. He still believes Fiona is up there. He asks if he checked the suite properly. Mal says he has to call the police. He should go and take Am's car. He will tell the police Am has left. Am first locks the lift door and remembers the bell. He looks for the switch and finds it. He rings the bell, but only Mal is downstairs. Jerry is walking toward the car. Am goes to the window and calls out to Jerry. He gets out of the car and he runs back to ring the bell. Mal becomes nervous and does not know what to do. When the switch tears up and the bell stops when Jerry comes in, he asks for the car keys. Mal says he will bring them to him. Am breaks part of the wall to pull out the rope and rings the bell. He goes to the window to see and finds Jerry already leaving. Mal is sitting there watching his family portrait. He is about to leave when he sees that Jerry has come back. He says, Fiona used to say, never ignore when something is off and he feels something is wrong. If he has already taken Am to the airport, why does he come back? He says he just came here to bring back his family portrait. All of a sudden, the honeymoon suite's bell rings. Jerry grabs an axe and threatens him to return the keys. Mal tries to plead with him, but he goes straight to the lift. Mal places clothes near a heater to set the place on fire. Jerry upstairs calls Am, but the door is still locked. He tells him about the small opening. Jerry breaks the lock and opens the door. He asks for Fiona. Am says she is dead. Mal murdered her. He asks if he is okay. He replies he is fine. He will live when Mal shoots him with a crossbow. He dies instantly. Am hides immediately. After reloading, Mal threatens Am not to try to run. He goes back down. The clothes already caught fire. He goes down, but the gate is locked and the key is with Jerry. Am takes the key from Jerry. He sees the lift is coming back up. He runs back to the room. Coming back, Mal searches for the key, but it isn't there. The fire alarm starts ringing. Mal goes into the room calling for Am. He sees him going down through the service lift. Fiona's body is looking at him. Am goes downstairs. On the intercom, Mal tells him to come back with the key. The hotel is burning and there is no way out. They can escape together. But Am goes ahead. All of a sudden, he feels something approaching. He brings out the chalk to draw the circle. But before he can finish, he faces the witch. Mal comes down with the crossbow. He looks for him and he spots the key hanging. He puts down the crossbow to take it out. He hears something. All of a sudden, the witch grabs him and chains his hand. She drags him forward. She goes past Am, who is also chained. Broken, he sits there. His mother appears. He says it was an accident and apologizes. She says she knows and comforts him. She says he cannot stay here. After she leaves, Am finds his cutter in his pocket. Mal is being pulled. He is confused about what's going on. The witch opens the gate of hell and pulls Mal. Am uses the cutter to cut through his chain. He manages to free himself, but Mal pulls inside and the lost souls attack him. He runs back and grabs the key. Fiona's eyes point toward the lift. The alarm rings and the lift comes up with Am. He sees Fiona's eyes are closed. Her soul has finally found peace. He goes straight to the main lift and goes down. The hotel is burning. He unlocks the gate and tries to escape, but becomes weak from the smoke and passes out. Fergal has come back and is calling to see if anyone is there. All of a sudden, a spirit calls his name. He goes towards a sound and finds Am. He carries him outside. Am wakes up in the hospital. Albie has come to visit him. He is now working at an ice cream shop. He gives him a drink which Fergal has sent. He is deeply heartbroken about Fiona. They found Fiona's and Jerry's remains at the hotel. Mal is still missing. They are looking for him. The fireman found his mother's picture still intact. Albie says he has to confess. He actually mixed something into his drink with Jerry's mushrooms. He was angry with him. He apologizes for it. Sees he still has marks on his wrists from a chains and remembers Jerry's words that people with closed minds cannot see spirits. Albie leaves, asking if he can read his manuscript. This time he agrees. Decides to write a new ending to his Conquistador trilogy. The soldier was unable to kill the child. He tells him to hit him with the bottle, not to stop no matter what. He tells him to take the map and find the path. The boy also cannot hit him. He throws the bottle. They hug each other. In the sand, the bottle opens by itself. So, this was the recap of the 2026 movie, Hokum. Subscribe, comment, and press the like button if you like this, and watch our other videos too.